All right, guys. Welcome to Module 4 of Recruiting Series Pro. I'm your host again, Ryan McMorris. And in this module, we're going to be going over persuasion, attraction marketing, and leverage. We are about halfway through this course. So you're definitely going to want to really take some good notes in this module. We are just flying through. I'm excited because we've definitely been getting a lot of testimonials still. We really aren't even at the part where we're really starting to talk about recruiting. So really, really awesome stuff. So again, want to say thank you for seeing the value in purchasing this product or joining our group coaching program or a one-on-one coaching program if you're going through it from there. Again, sponsoring is the most lucrative part of our business. It will be the most lucrative part of your business. Okay. It is this process, if you don't learn this process, if this goes unlearned, then every other thing you do will go unnoticed. And so I've said that a few times, and you may be listening to this and say, man, what's that mean? What does that mean if I don't learn this? Well, what that means, guys, is, just say, for instance, a good friend of mine, this past week, in 1 second, I got to cough real quick. Okay, cool. So a good friend of mine this past week just launched a really, really awesome course. It's just an amazing course. It could teach you a lot of stuff, and it's mostly based around Facebook ads. Well, you can run the best Facebook ads on the planet. You can do all that good stuff, right? And you can generate all sorts of leads. But if you don't know how to do this, what we're teaching you to do right now, basically what that is once you generate a lead, how to really connect with that lead on a way that you can actually convert them. That's the most powerful thing you can do. We had a conversation last week with someone that was talking about generating leads. And guys, if you can generate all the leads on the planet, but if you don't know how to convert them, then you don't make any money. So this is why this is one of the most lucrative things you could ever not just go through in the course, but learn this stuff. So when you actually do generate leads, we were having a conversation last week, and I think I may have talked about this last week. I'm not sure if I talked about it with you guys or not. However, this company was generating leads. This network marketing company was generating leads, and they were giving the leads to the diamonds of the company, right? And you may be thinking like, well, why the hell would they give leads to the diamonds? They're already diamond, right? Well, the reason they do that is because they know what to do with the lead. Okay, the people that are on the field or that aren't diamond yet or aren't a particular rank yet, we don't know if they know how to handle a lead or not, right? If I were the top CEO of the company and we're trying to decide who we're giving the leads to, we want to give the leads to people that actually know what to do with the leads when they get them. Okay, and this is what this product can do for you. So no matter what you do that's in your business, when you learn how to do anything, when it comes to blogging or marketing or anything that can help you grow your business, this is the one thing that will assure you grow your business. Well, there's a lot of stuff out there that can help you grow your business, okay? But this is the one thing that will literally guarantee you growing your business and you'll get a return on your investment. So, this product is one of the fastest ways for you to get a return on your money, okay? And will never be outdated. You could literally go through something like this literally for the next 20 years and still get a ton of value on it, because the beautiful thing about it, guys, is people don't change. People don't change. The way people buy things, yes, that does change and we can evolve, but the general how people work, that doesn't change. Okay. So I want you to get that. Now we're going to go through a little bit quick review of module 3. Okay. And Tanya said it's already helping her. That's awesome. Yeah, we haven't even gotten into the recruiting part yet. Did you start your daily routine? I had a few of you actually took action and sent me your daily routine. I was really surprised, of all the people that were in this course, especially going through it live right now, of all the people that have gone through this, only a few sent me their daily routine. And of those few that sent me their daily routine, I took some time out of my day and reached out to them. I reached out to them, and I just said, you know what, I'll help them out. Let's help you structure your daily routine. So, so definitely hats off to you guys that actually took the time, set up your daily routine and sent it to me. Did you practice placing wounds in the past? Okay. Did you practice placing wounds in the past? Did you feel better about handling objections? Did you feel more confident about your posture when it comes to handling objections? Did you get better in terms of your acceptance of money? Do you feel like you can attract money to you more? Certain affirmations, why does money come to me so freely and quickly? Why am I such a money magnet? Did you do your did you do your affirmations, your formations, right? Did you form your affirmations in the forms of questions? Did you do that? Okay. So just halfway through, I wanted to kind of go over some cool stuff, because I want you to get this stuff. So halfway through, again, I wanted to kind of reiterate this stuff, how to get the most effective use out of a course like this. First of all, I want you to be able to, not just in this course, but in anything you do, set your intention. Okay. Set your intention for what you want to specifically get out of this course. Okay. What would you like to really understand once you've gone through it, not just once, but, once you've gone through it 4 or 5 times, once you've gone through it once and you apply some things, you come back 3 months later and you're the one that's diligent enough to come back to it. Guys, there's tons of courses where I set the intention. I took that, few minutes before I even started a module, and I set the intention on what I wanted to get out of this particular module, how I wanted to feel at the end of that particular module, or at the end of that course, or how I wanted to show up the second time I actually went through a course. There's courses that I just started another course today that I've already gone through twice. Okay. So, I show up a different person each time. So set your intention right now on what you want to get out of tonight. That way you can know exactly what you want to see yourself accomplish throughout the week. Okay. I want you to go through this course with focus. Okay. There's a lot of noise. The internet is a noisy place, right? Internet's a noisy place. So I want you to understand that there's going to be a lot of things kind of tugging on your coattail, but I want you to focus. I want you to really hone in on this training, because again, this is the thing that no matter what you learn on the outside, this is the thing that could help you make money the fastest. Most people on this course, are in a position where they really either need to make money or really want to make money quickly. So part of that is understanding, well, what's the fastest way you can make money? And typically that's to sponsor someone or make a sale, right? Not to, set up your next blog post. That thing that can help you in the long run, but typically the thing that's going to get you money either tomorrow or today is making a sale in your business or having someone join your team. Okay. So I want you to set the proper expectations. Okay. Set the proper expectations. Understand that this is a process. Understand that a lot of people are in different areas. Okay. Understand that a lot of us come with different luggage, different baggage, where we have different experiences. So also definitely be aware that people are just coming in different spots. Okay. So you've got to have proper expectations and understand that it is a growing process, and using what we're teaching you how to do, you do have to learn how to develop it as a skill set. Okay. So, and then I want you to approach this without reservation. Okay. So don't let fear get in the way. It's okay to have fear, but we don't want to let the fear stop you. We don't let the fear halt you. Okay. So again, remember, and I want to kind of go back to the daily routine thing, because guys, if you can set a daily routine, okay, if you can get you to a place where you're setting a daily routine, remember this, guys, consistency always trumps talent. Okay. Any day of the week. So if you're going to make it in this industry, especially this one, in any industry, then you got to be consistent. You better show up, and having a daily routine can really, really set you apart. Okay. So let's get back to, all right. So I want you to understand the basics too. Okay, so halfway through this, just kind of a recap, but want you to kind of understand the basics here of knowing that it's about building an audience. Okay, you want to build your audience for whatever niche you're in, whatever niche you want to be an authority in. You want to build your audience, engage with that audience, and help solve this audience's problem. Okay, so just kind of as a little key here, when you build your audience, you want to get to a place where this is how we're teaching you how to engage with them. Okay, so remember, we're always looking to build an audience, engage with them, and help solve that audience's problems. Again, I want to reiterate the fact that we don't want you to think about what you know. Okay, so again, 4 words that kill countless network marketers every single day is, I already know that. Okay, I already know that. And honestly, when you say I already know that, you can either look at, you either know it based off your results or you've heard it before. Okay, so again, it's not what you think you know, but start looking at your results. If you know something, then you're going to have results. If you've heard it, then you need to get to the place where you know it so you can actually get a result. Okay, when you know something, guys, you'll be able to teach it too. I mean, I think when you get to a place where you really know something, you'll be able to teach it. Okay, so tonight, what you're going to learn is we're going to be going over mirroring and matching, leading and pacing. We're going to be going over the basics of mass persuasion. Going to be giving you some really cool sponsoring leverage tricks that I've used that work really well. We're going to be going over some attraction marketing basics. I've got a vision bonus that I want to give you because you know how important we treat vision, and we know how important vision can be for your business. And we also, again, want to, if you see those double dollar signs, then that is worth the entire cost. Will probably triple the cost of the course itself. So definitely want to pay attention there. All right. So mirroring and matching. Mirroring and matching is, it's one of those things where, you want to know what tone of voice your prospect is using. Okay. So knowing, a lot of times people can kind of like, I think they can get a little misconception of mirroring and matching because it can be misused. But I want to get you to a place tonight where you really understand what mirroring and matching is. Okay, so let me just kind of give you a quick example, just in case you're kind of confused or may not know what mirroring and matching really is. Okay, so so I know when I was in sales, and especially with my first like real sales job, they taught us mirroring and matching, and it was more in a way of just really connecting with the person that you were on the other side of the desk with, or whatever. So typically if that person leaned back in their seat, then I would actually, a few seconds later I would lean back as well. Okay, if that person leaned forward, that was telling me that they were more into the information. So if a person leaned back, then then typically someone's thinking. Okay, so let me know if you guys are following this with me. But typically if you're with someone one-on-one, then if they lean back, you can tell they're thinking about the information that you just gave them. If they lean forward, then they're really involved and understand, like they really want to get involved. So it means they may want more information if they lean forward. So I would typically mirror and match. You can typically, if you're on a webinar or if you're on the phone with someone, then you're going to want to listen to the tone of their voice. Okay, so are they more of an in-your-face kind of person? Are they aggressive? What tone of voice are they giving you, right? So, are they upbeat? Okay. You want to meet them where they are. Okay. So if you come at a person that's really, soft, and you come at them in a hard way, then you're not mirroring and matching them. Okay. What you're going to do is you're just going to scare this person away. Okay. we used to actually have people come over to my house and we do calls with them. And, or we'd go on a trip and we'd do calls like on the way up there if we were driving or something like that. And we listened to their calls. And a lot of the times it was the same tone every single person, right? And that wasn't helping them out. Okay, they were using the same call every single person every single time, and they weren't in a good position where they could learn how to mirror and match. So what we want to do is we want to match that person's tone. Okay, so if today I was on a call with a older lady. She was a yellow. Okay, and I'm not going to talk extremely fast when I'm on the phone with her. Okay, that's just not what I'm going to do. I'm going to match her tone of voice. That way we can get to a place where now, in the next slide, we'll talk about leading. So if I want to get her to a place where I can lead her to a faster pace, I can, but I've got to mirror and match her first. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense, okay? Because I don't want this to go over your head, and I don't want you to be in a place where you are doing this kind of blatantly. Because I don't want it to be obvious, okay? Because it shouldn't be obvious. I mean, nothing should be obvious in terms of making sales and creating transactions and conversions. Okay, we don't want to be obvious here. You know what I mean? Typically, when you're meeting with when you see a salesperson, quote unquote, like the salesperson, typically a great salesperson, you don't even know you're being sold. Okay. Really good salespeople are just great communicators, phenomenal communicators. Okay. So, with this, it's kind of one of those things where if you're smooth with it, if you're good with it, if you're genuine with it, if your intention is really just to be a good communicator and help them feel comfortable, because this is basically what it means, is to help them feel comfortable. Okay. Kevin says, what if their tone is negative? Still mirror and match. Okay. So that's more or less pacing. Okay. Now, depending on what kind of negative you're talking about, Kevin, that may determine whether or not I want to be on the phone with that person, period. Okay. So if they're negative or nasty, then I may just want to end that phone call anyway, because I'm not in the convincing business. I'm not here to communicate or connect with negative or nasty people. And that's what I would only deem negative. Okay. So any other thing, I don't even know if I would call it negative. It would just mean maybe you know what I mean? Does that make sense, Kevin? I don't even know if I would, I think the only thing that I would actually deem as negative if for someone were like nasty. Okay. Okay. So, okay, good. So everybody gets it. Good. All right, cool. Um, so again, next slide, I'll talk more about leading. Okay. But, the first thing we want you to do is build rapport. Okay. Because a lot of people will say, well, I'm supposed to be myself, right? What if I'm mirroring and matching, then I'm not being myself. Well, I do want you to be yourself. It's very important to be yourself. Okay. I want you to understand that. However, the best way to build rapport with someone is to have a common ground. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. So in order to get to this place where you have a common ground or a commonality with people, you have to learn how to mirror and match them. And once that rapport is built, yes, there's the conversation is going to be extremely different once you're able to build some rapport with people. And this is how you do it. Okay. So, most people, what they think is, people that never try anything, drop all the ways and whys. It's not going to work. Okay. That's just kind of how people are. Okay. People will be like, well, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm telling you guys, I've tested this stuff. Okay. I've tested this stuff. I mean, I've literally never had someone like hit me up and be like, bro, like, are you mirroring matching me? Like, are you matching me? Are you mirroring me? I mean, okay, no one's ever like called me out on this. It's just a way of communication. I don't even notice myself doing it anymore because typically I just have learned to mirror and match people that I talk to because I want to be on the same level as them. Okay. I want to meet them where they are. So, if you go out there and you test this stuff, you're going to get better at it. Okay. You're going to get better. Don't overthink it. Everyone wants to get it perfect, and you're really not going to get it perfect on the first time. So just understand that you're not going to get it perfect on the first time. Okay. Again, we kind of talked about it. If you're in person, read their body language. Okay. Read their body language. Okay. Remember, a lot of people are either visual, auditory, or touch. So, you can just kind of see or feel or hear which one is going to be most effective to them. So again, don't be obvious. It's really hard to mess this up. Okay. So you don't have to, overthink it too much. Okay, guys. All right, cool. So leading and pacing. Okay. Got a little, a pace car here for you. And in this sense, leading and pacing is getting someone where, let's say, for instance, my example from earlier is helping someone get to that place where, maybe they're a little soft. Okay. Maybe they're a little slower in their conversation. I've built some rapport. Now I want to get them to a place where the conversation goes a little faster. Okay. So, if you ever been on a webinar with me and it's a webinar where I'm selling something at the end, I always start off a little slow. And then, but by the end of the webinar, I'm moving quickly. I'm talking, I'm in the sale. Okay. Typically. Okay. And then actually this is like, I think, there's actual, numbers on this. Okay. People that talk faster sell more, period. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you got to go out there and be this smooth talking, fast talking salesperson. Okay. I'm talking about learning how to lead and pace, which means there's times where you move slowly. There's times where you move a little quicker. Okay. Understanding that will allow you to move people in a way where it's going to move their energy up. You get someone's energy up, typically they're more apt to spend money with you or join you. They're going to get their emotions get heightened. Their senses are heightened. So learning how to do that, understanding why like all types of people move that way when it comes to purchasing. So it's important for you to understand that as well. Okay. So again, understand that, this is going to have to be adopted. Okay. So what you're about to learn here is going to have to be adopted to your comp plan. Okay. And how your comp plan building or your business. Okay. So just a few different things. Okay. You want to match their rate of speech, but remember to lead them at some point. So again, you want to match them and then lead them at some point. Okay. Typically slower talkers hate fast talkers initially. That's why you want to hit them slowly first and then lead them to a place where they can actually do more. And again, fast talkers sell more. Okay. It's literally statistically proven. Okay. So the more rapport, the better they will understand you regardless. Okay. Regardless of the match. So you got to go out there and build rapport. Okay. So this is the first thing that I'm going to go through is the app. Okay. This is called the app. Now this works well, and then we're going to go over this is actually, let me miss this. Okay. So does this make sense, guys? Before I move on, does this make sense? Does this make sense, guys? Okay. So you want to get to a place where you're just matching the rate of speech. Okay. So again, the more rapport you build, this is what we want. Okay. And this is, I've listened to a ton of calls, guys, three-way calls, like just calls galore. This is the thing that gets missed, like the most. This is the thing that gets missed the most. Okay. People just don't do this and they miss out on a lot of sales because they're just not building rapport first. And then they're not leading. So they're not getting that person to where they need to be. Some people, I say this a lot because we talk about vision so much, but, a lot of people need to be led to their vision. Some of us we just have this huge vision by ourselves, right? And we didn't really need anybody to push us or lead us to that vision. But for the majority, most people do need to be led to a vision, right? Same thing. Some people need to be led to a sale or led to, the opportunity. Some people need to be led, but they have to be paced there at their own pace. Okay. So Hopefully that makes sense. All right, cool. Mass persuasion. Mass persuasion. Um, Now, when you're talking about mass persuasion, use all modes when you're talking about mass persuasion. So we're talking about emails, speeches, webinars. This is stuff that you can use in literally on any platform in any arena. Okay, um, I've seen huge leaders that don't understand this, and their sales would literally go out the roof. If they understood mass persuasion. Okay. At like two to three times a webinar, I'll say, something like, well, if this looks good to you, or if it resonates with you, or if it just feels right. Okay. I'll say that on Facebook Lives, on videos, on webinars. And sometimes people can get it. They understand why I say something like, well, if it looks good to you, or if this just resonates with you, or if it just feels right. Well, I hit every communication style, right? I hit the auditory, I hit the visual, I hit the touch, the feely person, right? Okay. You want to resonate with as many people as possible. And a lot of people, when they're doing things on a mass scale level, they're not really hitting all, they're doing things the way they want to do them, instead of doing the things that are going to resonate with as many people as possible. Okay. So I see this all the time in social media. Okay. I see this all the time in social media. People are doing their social media in a way that doesn't really resonate with the masses. So they don't get the things that they want out of their social media. Okay. When they communicate via email, or communicate in speeches or a webinar or whatever, you've got to learn how to speak to the different types of audiences in mass persuasion. Okay. This is something that's going to help you, because if you want to get to a place where talking to someone one-on-one is great, it's fantastic. But if you want to get to a place where you are communicating with the masses and understanding how to communicate with the masses in a way that actually will make them move, this is what you have to understand. Okay. You being you, okay, you're going to miss a good amount of people. I want you to understand that. You just being you will miss a good amount of people. You've got to operate on the rainbow rule, which is being able to communicate with masses of people in every color spectrum, not just communicating with the person in your color spectrum. Okay. So instead of operating off the golden rule, which is we communicate, or we do unto others as we want to be done unto, right? Okay, right. So you mean, yes, be a chameleon. Same thing. Instead of doing unto others how you want to be done unto, it's your ability to do unto others how they want to be done. Okay, so you have to build solid rapport before people buy into your stuff. It's really simple. You don't just want to recruit one type of person. I've seen this happen over and over again. A lot of people don't even notice that they're doing this, but when they are recruiting, they're recruiting one type of person. And the beautiful thing about network marketing is you're creating an organization. So an organization flows very smoothly when you have different people and different styles in your organization. So, an organization usually doesn't bode well when it's all reds, or all greens, or all blues, or all yellows. So you want to be able to communicate in a different way, so you can attract different people, you can enroll different people, and you can give different tasks. So when you're developing a team, there's tasks that to have a really smooth, well-functioning network marketing organization, there are certain things that, me being a red, I just don't, not just I don't want to do them, but I know they need to be done, but it would be better off if someone could do them that actually like to do those tasks, and it was helping the benefit of the team. Okay. Certain things that I don't like to do, or just don't want to do, that yellows are just fantastic at. Okay. So when you can communicate in the masses, you'll actually recruit people that you can give those tasks to. Not only do they like doing them, but it's going to help everybody. Okay, so get in the process of understanding the direct commands when people choose, all right, to work with me or join me, or make a decision. You like how I said that. So you want to look for little areas in your presentation, okay, that you can put in direct commands. Okay, now this is a little advanced, so you have to practice it. Okay, I'm just bringing this up so you're aware of it. Okay, so you can get better at this. Okay, I want you to become the leader that brings in people like a pro. Okay, so this could be an entire course, I know. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but I just want you to be aware of how to use mass persuasion, because you can look for little places inside of your presentation. Look for little places where you're doing a home meeting that you can speak to everybody in the room. Okay, look for those places that you can fit in little embedded commands and watch how the audience responds. You'll start to see who's in your audience. Okay, if you're doing a home meeting, it's crazy how you can literally just say, one thing and ask for some hand raises, and you can kind of tell, okay, who's in my audience, right? Does this make sense, guys? Before I move on, if there are any questions about mass persuasion before I move on, because I know, again, I said, hey, look, this could be an entire course on its own. We have a few things that we're kind of kicking around to do on that, but just want to make sure you guys have an understanding of it and you're aware of it. That way you can move forward with it. Okay. All right, cool. Good deal. All right. So leverage in MLM. All right. This is how you can really set some things apart and throw some things down. Okay. One of the awesome ways you can leverage people in MLM is you can print out and fill out apps. Okay, this works especially in a binary. Okay, so a lot of times, what we'll do is we'll have someone. We'll have all these apps filled out. Okay, and this is what you want to do. You can actually print out a bunch of apps, or just print out a bunch of pieces of paper if you want. And if you have enough people's information, you can actually just put their name on the front, their phone number, maybe their email address, whatever you want to do. And when you're on the phone with your prospect, once you've built some rapport, once you've kind of got them in a place where you're kind of in the close, okay, and I'll probably go back over this once we go into prospecting and closing, but once you've kind of got them in a place where they have enough information, they can make a decision, you need to get them off the fence. What you can do is, anybody that comes on board, or the person that comes on board after this, you want to let them know that. Okay. So basically, here's what I mean by that. If I'm on the phone with, let's just say I'm on the phone with Candace, and I'm going to say, hey, Candace, listen, I'm going to grab my sheet of applications here. And what I'll say is, Candace, I know you said you wanted to do X, Y, Z. Well, I've got Sarah, I've got Melissa, I've got Trevor, I've got Madison. I'm going to give them a call after you. Okay. Now, if they decide to join, okay, and if they decide to join, these people could already be in your organization. How cool would that be, right? So I'm leveraging the fact I'm actually going to grab my paper, okay? I'm actually going to call out those names. And I'm going to say, now, how cool would that be to literally know that you took the first mover's advantage, and before I even call them, because hey, I'm going to give these people a call right after we got the phone with you, and you already know you're going to join, so right. You already know you're going to join, right? So I'm giving that embedded command. I know you said, hey, this already looks good to you, right? This already feels right to you. I know you said this already, sounded like a great opportunity for you. Okay. So how would it feel to have about 50 people on your team just by taking the first mover's advantage there? Okay. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. You use some leveraging tricks to your advantage. Okay. So I would say something like this. If you guys, let me just get in character here real quick. So let me just put it this way. If you know you want to join, I would suggest joining sooner than later. Okay. Because the person I talk to after you will be under you if you're already in. Okay. Now, if this is something you're just kicking around, doing your research, still kicking the tires, then do that. Okay. But if you're the person that you're sure about this, I would suggest going ahead and getting your spot. Okay. Now, do you hear the different tones in my voice? Do you hear where I'm putting emphasis on certain things? Okay. Do you hear it? I'll say it. I'll say it one more time. Okay. I'll say it one more time for you guys so you can hear it again. Okay. And I want you to hear where I'm putting emphasis in certain places to help this person get it. Okay. All right. So, Candace, let me just put it this way. If you know you want to join, I would suggest joining sooner than later. Okay. The reason I say that is because the person I talk to after you will be under you. Okay. That's only if you're already in. Now, if this is something you're just kicking around, if you still need to do a ton of research, or if you're just kicking the tires, do that. But if you're the person that you're sure about this, it looks good to you, I would suggest going ahead and getting your spot. Does that make sense? Do you hear it now? Okay, let me know. Let me know in the comment section if that makes sense and that's good. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, good. All right. So we'll break it down a little bit. I take my tone from power, okay, to weak, okay, and that gets people off the fence. And then I go back to power again. Okay. 80% of the people that you talk to are on the fence right now because you're not doing this. Okay. Nobody wants to be the weak person that's just kicking it around. Nobody wants to be the person that's just doing their research. Okay. Nobody wants to be that weak person. Nobody does. So understand, instead of just talking to people, understand where you're taking people. Okay. Understand where you're taking people. Okay. So if you're in let's just say if you're in like a matrix or like a coded bonus or whatever you use, whatever you're in, you can use the app stack method. Okay. So, typically, you can have a stack of apps and you can, let that person know that, there's, these people may fall into your matrix or whatever it is. You can use little leverage tricks like this to definitely get you going. Okay. All right. So moving on, traction marketing. Okay. I'm just going to cover the basics of attraction marketing tonight. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to cover the basics of attraction marketing tonight. Any up-to-date recruiting or training has to, I mean, this is just my opinion, of course, but any up-to-date recruiting training has to cover this. Okay. And you can be attractive online and offline. Okay. That doesn't mean, attraction marketing, you can do things on and offline to be attractive, but I think attraction marketing is the thing now. I mean, marketing has changed, guys. I want you to understand that. I had a lady today that talked to me, and she was, I have a background in marketing, and older lady, background in marketing, and I could tell that she's still operating on the old marketing where you put out an advertisement and you expect to make sales based off an ad, and that's not how that's not how things work anymore. Okay, it used to be a marketer's market. It is now a consumer's market. So we have to understand and operate in a way that we're attracting the consumer instead of going out there and just putting our message in front of the consumer and expecting them to buy. There's too much noise now. Okay. You have to learn how to attract people to you. That is going to be the difference between a lot of the sales that you make. Learning this is going to help. Okay. If you aren't using attraction marketing or using it well and understanding it well, you're going to struggle. Okay. So you want to sponsor more people? Simple. Get them to come to you. Okay. Guys, it is really plain and simple. If you put value into the marketplace, online or offline, you will attract clients to you. Okay. But let me break this down really quick. It's not what you deem is valuable. Okay. I think the people that are learning attraction marketing, I think that they're the one thing they miss, if they had to miss something, if I would call it, it'd probably be this. It's that you think you're putting value into the marketplace. However, it's not what you deem is valuable. It's what your audience deems as valuable. Let me know if that makes sense, because it doesn't matter. It does not matter what you think is valuable. The only thing that matters is what your audience deems is valuable information. So if you think that the video that you put out every day is great, right? You think that the blog you're writing once a week or once a month is fantastic. But if it's not resonating with your audience, that's not attractive. It's not attractive. Therefore, it's not attraction marketing. Okay? So get them coming to you. Again, if you put value out, people will come. Okay? Network marketing or not, your income level is extremely tied to how much value you put into the marketplace, period. Okay, period. I was on stage a couple years ago, and this was an aha moment for me. Okay, so aha moment for me. I was on stage a couple years ago, and I was in this place where I'd made some money, and then I'd lost my money, and I was really in a really tough place, right? And the speaker calls up 3 people on stage, and before he did that, he passed around this bucket and had everybody, it's probably like 1,000, 1,500 people at this event, had everybody put in any amount of money that they wanted to put in. Okay, you didn't have to put in money, but you could. Okay, so he passes around this bag or various bags around the entire room, and people could put in whatever amount of money they wanted to put in. And I don't even carry cash on me, but I happen to have a couple $100 in cash on me. So I said, you know what, I'll put $20 in. My original plan was to put a few dollars in. Okay. I put $20 in and raised my hand, got called on stage. He said, all right, there's X amount of money in all these bags. Okay. Whoever can win the crowd, whoever can tell the crowd why they need the money. Okay. You get 60 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever to tell the crowd why you need the money. Okay. So, everyone's kind of nervous, and, none of us know how much money it is. And first girl goes, and she's just saying, she starts crying, and, it's like, she's telling us about, like, her family and all this stuff. The next guy kind of rambles on, and I had an aha moment, and it clicked. And I said, I'm going to do a webinar, the first webinar that I ever did for a group, and it helped them recruit 6 new people in a week. And, I helped her rank advance twice, and it was da-da-da. And I said, so I'm going to redo that webinar, and whoever wants access to it, you got it. The crowd goes nuts. I get a standing ovation, and I won $2,000. The point of that story is the other 2 people, they wanted money in a pity way. I need it, a needy energy, and I came with value. And it attracted the money to me. Guys, I want you to understand that, because that was a huge aha moment for me. If you want to win the crowd, you've got to win the crowd with value. Okay? All right. So, offline value. Some of you guys are probably looking at this and be like, I didn't buy this to learn offline stuff, Ryan. I don't do that. Okay. So, if you want to grow your business and if you want to go into hustler mode, you want to do some things, you want to really grow your brand, you're going to want to learn to do some offline stuff with your business too. Okay. So I get it. Some of you are freaking out. And then some of you are probably like, yeah, finally something I can really like sink my teeth into because I don't get this online stuff. Right. Well, 1 second. Okay. So number one is workshops. Workshops are freaking genius. Okay. Workshops are freaking genius. They're absolutely genius. I mean, you can for what you've known, like out of like just here, or maybe you're in something like MLSP or EMP or something like that, you can take what you're learning in those platforms or even a course or whatever it is, and you can literally hold a workshop and you can do something where you just show, 7 ways to get more clients to your door, how to get clients from Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. Guys, you can go on meetup.com and set up, workshops. You can set up meetups. You can set up little small business workshops where you're just teaching something, giving away free information. A lot of us get that concept when you're just, online and you're just like, okay, cool. I'm going to give out free information, just pump value. Well, the same concept, it lies offline too, guys. And if you want to really connect with people, you want to get people just looking for you for help, they're more apt to do more quicker business with you offline. Okay. So set up that little workshop where you're just saying, hey, I'm going to show you guys how to, set up a business page or whatever. You guys have the information. Okay. If you don't, then definitely get inside of either Elite Marketing Pro or get inside of My Lead System Pro, something, because that's literally giving you all the ammo and all the stuff you need to really just crush it. Okay. So setting up little mastermind meetings, they're very rewarding. They're powerful. You can get people to pay you for a mastermind, okay, just to be the moderator. Okay, if you have an idea, how to do a mastermind, if you want to understand how to do a mastermind, just get Think and Grow Rich. Definitely, you should have read that at some point. You should read it at some point if you're an entrepreneur. But setting up little workshops are amazing. How to build a profitable home business. Want to attract home business owners? Set up a workshop where you talk about building a home business. Okay. You could literally use the information that you learned here just to do a quick little workshop. Okay. I mean, these are things that you got to be able to say, you know what, I'm willing to go offline. I'm willing to really connect with people online and offline. And how can I give value? Okay. Meetup.com is one of the best ways to give offline value. Hosting little, luncheons, things like that. I mean, are great ways. Little Toastmasters, great ways to go offline and give some major value. Okay, you guys, this can completely change the direction of your business. Okay, you can start giving away coaching just by buying this product. More than 80% of network marketers out there, and so few people get it. And now you get it. So you are now of value. You can now give an extreme amount of value. So there's no reason that you shouldn't be giving it away online or offline to attract the people to you that you really want to attract. Okay. Online. Many of you are probably like, okay, here's my ballpark. Or some of you are probably, I just don't get this. The online value. I just don't get it, Ryan. Online value, you got to really do this. I mean, most people when they're online, they're looking to get their questions answered. That's where most people are, is they're really just looking to get their questions answered. So, a lot of times when it comes to online content, you've got to look around and say, okay, you have one teammate on your team that has a problem, dig into that person, find out what their problems are, and answer that person's problems online through articles or blogs or videos, audio interviews. Each time I hop on the phone with someone, whether it's a coaching call or a prospecting call, I'm taking notes, not just in a way that can help that person or for me to remember the information, but I'm taking notes because that's market value. Okay. So if you're looking to create good online value, you got to answer questions and solve problems. Okay. You could literally just pick apart this module and, you have you can answer some questions and solve problems. Okay. Here's what I've noticed. New marketers have a problem with their own credibility. Okay. Most people have this problem, and they're quick to tell themselves why they're not qualified, why they can't do something, why no one's going to listen to them. And quite honestly, guys, you know more just from one module, just in this course, to really help 97% of the industry. And, I usually break it down like this. If you know one thing more than someone else, you're valuable. A friend of mine uses his like cooking analogy, and he's like, well, if you're the go-to person for a lasagna recipe, then, most people will say, well, I'm just not that good at lasagna. But if your audience has no idea how to cook lasagna, then yes, you are extremely valuable to your audience. Okay. And does that make sense? Now, are you going to be that valuable to, Bobby Flay or, someone that, Rachel Ray, is your lasagna recipe or how to cook, is that going to really attract that person? No. But every person in your audience that does want to learn how to cook lasagna and doesn't know how to, that's the one thing that you know more than them. So you're now valuable to that person. Okay. So yes, you could create a ton of content. Okay. And a lot of times, even as you grow, you're going to have to keep it simple. There's more people that are new, that are looking for the answer to the simplest question than they are looking for the complex question or the complex answer. Okay. So if you're solving problems and answering questions, no one will question. All right. No one's going to question you. No one's going to hit you up and question your credibility at every corner. That never happens. Okay. That rarely ever happens. Okay. And, again, just kind of going over online here, this is just for anybody. And I would say this to anybody. Professional attraction marketers make their blog their hub. Okay. That's just it. Now, was I blogging when I first went online? No. But this is just my opinion. But if you're going to be online, then you've got to make your blog your hub. And again, if you don't have a blog, then I would highly recommend either getting in something like Elite Marketing Pro or My Lead System Pro. That way, you can easily set up a blog in a few clicks, so you can get that going and understand the leverage that having a blog can have. Okay. Now, again, don't want to focus on that because we're talking about sponsoring recruiting. Okay. But I want you to understand how important that is. Okay. So let me know in the comments. I'm actually going to take down my screen real quick, and we're going to talk about visioning real quick. But just let me know in the comments, have you got value so far? Okay. Have you gotten value so far from tonight's module? Have you had any aha moments from tonight? Let me know in the comments just kind of how you feel. Has this been worth it to you, and that kind of thing? Okay, have you had some aha moments? Have you heard some things that you're like, oh man, I can go out there and I can do that a little different tomorrow, kind of thing? Cool. Let me open up the chat real quick. All right, definitely. Yeah, the online workshop idea is raw genius. Awesome. Awesomeness. Gold. Yes, sir. I like it. Good. Love it. All right. So now I'm going to go into a little bit of visioning for you guys. Okay. So bear with me for another 10 minutes, and I'm really want to help you out with some stuff here. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen real quick. And again, I hope you guys don't think I'm the best artist in the world. I'm going to go ahead and claim that I'm not. Okay. That way you guys, but let me know if you guys can see my screen again. That way, let me know if you guys can see my screen. Then we'll go ahead and finish up our special bonus visioning. Okay, cool. So guys, when you're doing this, I want you to understand that, here's me. Okay, so here's you We got the marketer. Okay. There's you. We got our arms. Okay. And let me get back here because that's all my marker always does that. I don't know why it does that, but let me get back to my whiteboard and get my pen back. All right, so here's you. Okay. And most people they start off, and this, if you're there, I just want you to kind of resonate with this, but most people are in a place where their main focus when they start off is the money. Okay. I want to make more money. And we've talked about this before, but money has no soul, right? Money has no vibration. So as much as we know we need money, as much as we know that money is going to help us and help us help more people and all that good stuff, money just has a low energy, right? It's got no vibration. And I think I'm doing pretty good. All right, good. So money has no vibration. So that's usually where people start. And where a lot of people end up getting to some point is they end up in a place where they're just like, okay, well, I need to sponsor a lot of people. Okay. And I'm doing a really good job, I know. So don't act too impressed. Okay. I don't want to be getting hit up by a bunch of artists. All right, looking for me to design their logos and stuff. Okay, I don't want you guys to be hitting me up. Hey man, can you do my logo? Because I just won't do it. But then people can move into a little bit of higher vibration, and that's I need to sponsor people. Okay, sometimes it's in a place where you're like, you know what, I need to sponsor people because I need to help them or whatever it is. But some people move to the next place where it's I need to sponsor people, which is a higher vibration, not much, still not powerful. Okay, so it's got a little vibe. Let me get back here. I don't know what I do wrong, but it always messes up there. All right, little vibe. Okay, and what I want you to understand is people want to be part of something big. Okay, people want to be a part of a mission. Okay. Oops. All right. People want to be a part of a mission. Okay. That's got a much higher vibration to it. Okay. But most people, okay, I would say 80% of people, 80% of people aren't even here yet. 80% of people aren't even to the money part yet. Okay, because most people, they're not even to the place where they have any type of value mark or specific money amount. Okay, most people aren't. 80% of people are stuck in the past. Okay, 80% of people are stuck in the past. And if you're stuck in the past, you're stuck in negativity. If you're stuck in any type of negativity, then you're stuck in the past. Have you ever seen someone negative on stage, or have you ever seen someone grumble their way to a big check? You know what I mean? Like, if you're thinking negative, if you're thinking like the skeptic, if you're thinking is limited, then you're not going to find what you want. Okay. The top earners in network marketing, we know, have a few traits. Okay. We know that a top earners have a few traits. They're typically positive. They're typically upbeat. They're busy. They're usually students. They're always learning. They're reading, right? What are some traits of really positive of top earners? When you think top earner, what do you think? Okay, let me know in the comments, like, what do you think? When you think top earner, what are some other traits of top earners? Okay, like what are those traits? Okay, confident, certainty, right. So understand that these are things that you have to develop. And Are those how negative people think? Okay. Ask yourself, is that what negative people do, or is that what negative people think? Chances are probably not, right? So you've got to, they're results driven. I like that. Yeah, they're results driven. So let's get to a place, okay? They win big trips. They do a lot of cool stuff, right? They just do big stuff. When I started in MLM, I went to a big meeting and I saw people on stage, and I was like, man, I want to be on stage, and I didn't like it. I saw the impact. Literally, we just went to a network marketing event of a company that we just launched in. Okay, again, part of this is taking you guys on the journey of being a top earner. And, they had the 17 people that were the top producers during the pre-launch come on stage, and sitting in the audience, I was like, wow, I never want to go back to an event and not be on stage, not be a speaker. Okay. I know that. So my vision grew a little bit while I was sitting in that event. Okay. So, I knew if I were to accomplish that, I've got to get on stage, and there's certain things that you just have to do. My visualization, okay, went from making money to speaking on stage and giving that big impact, okay? Having thousands of people on a webinar, or having an email list that was huge and responsive, okay? When you focus on something bigger than you, it creates a vibration, okay? So when you focus on something bigger than you, okay, that's a stage. And let's just say that's you on stage, and I can draw again. Okay. When you focus on something bigger than you, it creates a vibration. Okay. People that speak on stage have results. Okay, guys? People that speak on stage, they just have results. So I want you to get results. Now, a lot of you may think, like, man, my vision isn't even like on stage yet, Ryan. Like what? Like I'm not even thinking about that yet. And that's why, because you've got to start with the end in mind. Guys, you've got to know that you want to give a big impact. You got to know that you're here to impact an enormous amount of people. And if it's in your network marketing company, you need to know that vision. And part of it probably going to end up with you doing something on stage. Does it mean that you have to, do a lot of, everything on stage? No. But what traits? I mean, even right now, just talking about being on stage probably made someone kind of nervous. Like, I don't want to be on stage. I don't want to do that. I just want to make a lot of money in this company, and just do it that way. Well, you have to impact people in order to make a lot of money in your company. So I'm thinking, it's like, how are you going to make the biggest impact is where this level of thinking needs to start. How you choose to make the biggest impact. What clothes would you wear? How would you get there? Did you fly first class? Did you drive? Did you, what was it, a private jet? How big was the audience? Who was in the audience? How many of my teammates were there? What happens when you do this is you focus on something bigger than you. Okay? What shoes would you wear? What dress would you wear? Who would do your hair before you actually went to the event? What would the first thing you do at the event? I love when you get on stage, would you take that selfie? Just think about it real quick. Okay? And what this does, guys, is it creates a vacuum. And the universe hates vacuums. And vacuums have to be filled. Okay? Vacuums have to be filled. And when you start to create vacuums in your life, they have to be filled. You can create vacuums with money. You can create vacuums with opportunity. You can create vacuums in any situation in your life. Nature hates vacuums, and nature hates vacuums, and they have to be filled. Okay. So very few people have a daily routine, okay, that they choose to follow, another embedded command. Okay. But most people just don't have a daily routine that even creates a vacuum. Okay. Because nothing's big enough. Okay. Now, if you're still down here at, I need to make money, or I need to sponsor people, okay, if you're still in this little bubble here, okay, if you're still in that little bubble, you're going to get burned out. I promise. Okay. You're going to get burned out. You won't know why you're doing any of this. You won't know why you're doing this. If you're still in this to make money or to sponsor a few people, then you're not going to make the money you want if you stay in this bubble. Okay. You're going to get burned out. This is where people feel like they're, man, I just can't do this anymore. They get burnt out. Okay. Where people never get burnt out is when they lock into their vision, the details of their vision, the senses and the true life of their vision. Okay. Now, will you speak on stage before you present? Will you speak on stage before you do a webinar? Will you speak on stage before you host a home meeting? Probably not. Okay. But you only get this stuff. You got to be focused in order to get there. Okay. You've got to be focused. There's steps that it takes, but understanding, keeping your vision here while you're doing this stuff, that's what's going to help you get the things you want. Okay. Now, a lot of this stuff, sometimes it happens a little slower, sometimes it happens fast. But let me tell you, one of the fastest things that this happened to me. I was at an event. I was at the MLSP, or actually, we were going to the MLSP event, and it was weird. I didn't go the first time. My first time at MLSP, I didn't go to the Live the Dream event, and it hit me. I saw all the people that were coming back, and I was like, man, I'm never going to miss that event again. So I made a commitment there to never miss that event. The next year, I'm showing up to the event. I got my ticket. I'm scheduled to speak on stage, and a tremendous year. The 12 months, all this stuff had happened, right? Amazing stuff. But then I was like, man, you know what? Somebody hit me up and said, man, are you going to be L5 before the event? And I was like, no, I didn't even know how many points that it was going to take for me to get L5. And it was 10 days to the event, and I needed, I think, 16 people to sign up inside of MLSP in 10 days in order for me to hit L5. Now, I didn't focus on the signups. I focused on the vision of being on stage, getting my jersey. I focused on what I would say on stage. I focused on what the crowd would look like. I focused on getting my jersey from Brian and Norbert. I focused on the vision. I had no clue how I was going to sign up 16 people in 10 days, but I focused on the vision, and I still took action. Now, did I sit there and just, vision myself to the results? No, I still had to take action, but it literally got me to a place where I was thinking about that vision every morning, every night before I went to bed. I was in the feeling of that vision. I felt the emotion of being on stage. I took myself to the emotions every time. I literally took myself there. Okay. So you got to focus on that and get locked into that vision. Okay, guys, got to focus on it. All right. So let me share my screen again, and we'll get back to the homework real quick. So let me bring up my screen again, and we'll see if we can share the screen and make sure you're doing your homework. So give me 1 second. All right. So module 4, homework. Okay. So what is your vision for your current company? Describe the experience to the T. I want you to do this. Write this down in full detail. Probably going to be about a page at least. But write this down in full detail. Describe the experience to a T. Okay. I want you to write down the 5 topics you think others or yourself would love to hear about. Okay. And then I want you to really pick one and immerse yourself in that topic. Okay. Really dive into it. Do research on it. Understand who are the authorities. Go so deep and really just immerse yourself in that one topic. Okay. It could mean, it could be weight loss. It could be anything. I mean, just write down 5 things that you think other people would love to hear about. Okay. And then pick one and immerse yourself in it. Okay. So pick one, immerse yourself in it, and that is your homework for module 4. Okay. And we'll see you on module 5.